It all started with one chilling moment, a promise made in the dark between two of hip-hop's most unbreakable brothers. Eminem and 50 Cent weren't just rappers. They were warriors forged from the same fire. But what if I told you that one night, long before the fame and the Grammys, Eminem made a promise to 50 that would change everything? A promise that still gives fans chills to this day. Back when betrayal and beefs ran deeper than blood, when every handshake in the rap game came with a knife behind the back, Eminem swore an oath that went beyond music, one that tied his life and legacy to 50's in a way no one saw coming. They say real loyalty doesn't need to be spoken. But what happens when that loyalty is tested by fame, jealousy, and the ghosts of the past? Rumors of secret deals, late-night phone calls, and one mysterious event that almost tore their bond apart. The streets have been whispering for years, but nobody's ever told this side of the story. So what exactly was Eminem's chilling promise to 50 Cent, and why are fans saying it's haunting him even now? It was late 2002. Detroit was cold, dark, and quiet, but inside a half-empty studio on 8 Mile, tension was thick enough to choke on. The fluorescent lights flickered above as Eminem leaned back in his chair, eyes locked on a grainy video playing on the studio monitor. The man on the screen? A hungry, battle-scarred rapper from Southside Jamaica, Queens. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Eminem had seen dozens of mixtapes before, but this was different. There was something in 50's voice, raw pain mixed with defiance. Every bar sounded like a threat, every verse like a confession. And when the track cut off, the silence that followed said everything. "Yo," Eminem muttered, looking over at his manager. "Who is this dude?" Paul Rosenberg shrugged. "That's 50 Cent. He got shot 9 times, survived, and started rapping about it. Everybody in New York's talking about him, but he's blacklisted. No label wants to touch him." Eminem's eyes narrowed. "Blacklisted? Why?" Paul sighed. "Word is people are scared. He's got enemies in every direction. Street beef, label drama, even the cops are watching him." Eminem leaned forward, hit replay, and turned the volume all the way up. "Then that's exactly the kind of guy I need on my side." That night marked the beginning of something legendary, and something far darker than anyone could imagine. When Eminem called Dr. Dre the next morning, his tone was serious. "Dre, I found someone," he said. "Yeah?" Dre replied. "You said that about 3 other people this year." "Nah, this one's different. He's been through hell. And he sounds like it. His name's 50 Cent." On the other end, Dre paused. "The same 50 Cent who dissed half of New York?" "Yeah," Em replied. "And he's about to change everything." But before Dre could even think about it, rumors started spreading. Some said Eminem wanted to sign 50 to make Shady Records look tougher. Others whispered it was a business move to stay relevant. What nobody knew was that behind closed doors, Eminem saw a reflection of himself. The pain, the isolation, the war against the world, and what started as a signing conversation turned into something personal. Eminem wasn't just betting on an artist. He was betting on a man he saw himself in. A few weeks later, 50 Cent was flown to Los Angeles to meet the Shady Aftermath family. Cameras weren't rolling, but the energy was electric. 50 walked into the room wearing a bulletproof vest, a reminder that danger followed him everywhere. Eminem greeted him with a grin. "You really came strapped to a record deal meeting?" 50 smirked. "You never know who's watching." They both laughed. But under that laugh, there was a quiet understanding. 2 men who'd been betrayed by everyone at some point. 2 outcasts with too much to lose. As they sat in the corner of the studio, Eminem asked, "So what's the story, man? Why does everyone act like you're radioactive?" 50 leaned back. "Because I don't fake it. I talk about what I lived through. They tried to kill me and I'm still here. That makes people uncomfortable." Em nodded slowly. "I get that." Then there was silence, heavy, almost sacred. And that's when 50 said something that would stick with Em forever. "You ever feel like this whole game's built on lies? Like the minute you start winning, people you fed turn around and try to bury you?" Eminem looked him dead in the eyes. Every day, the room went quiet again. Outside, the LA sun started to fade, casting long shadows through the blinds. And it was in that moment, that quiet, heavy moment, that Eminem made a decision he wouldn't tell anyone for years. He said softly, almost like a whisper, "Then I got you, Fif. No matter what. I'll never let this game do you the way it did me." Fifth didn't know what to say. He just nodded. But that sentence, that promise, was the start of something that would haunt them both. Months later, after 50 officially signed to Shady Aftermath, the rise was instant. In Da Club hit the charts like a bomb. 50 became a global name overnight. He was living what every underground artist dreams of. But fame, as always, came with a price. Behind the scenes, whispers started. Some industry insiders claimed M and 50 were getting too close. Others said M was favoring 50 over his own crew. Even some Shady Records staff started noticing the shift. He treats 50 like a brother. One insider allegedly told XXL, almost like he's trying to protect him from something, but nobody knows what. And that's when things got weird. A few weeks into 50's tour, a series of strange phone calls started coming in. Late nights, block numbers. 50 didn't talk about it much, but M noticed the paranoia. He started showing up at 50's rehearsals unannounced, sometimes sitting in the back just watching. "Yo, M," 50 joked one night. "You look like my security now." M didn't laugh. "You got more enemies than you think." Looked confused. "What are you talking about?" Eminem hesitated, then said, "Let's just say the people who tried to bury you ain't done yet." It sounded like paranoia, but the look in M's eyes said otherwise. That night, fans saw something different during their performance. The chemistry was there, but there was an edge to it, as if they weren't just performing, but watching their backs. Then came the first incident. After a show in Philadelphia, 50's SUV was followed for several blocks by two unidentified cars. The convoy sped off, and security eventually lost them, but word got back to M immediately. He called 50 the moment he heard. "You good?" "Yeah, I'm fine," 50 said, brushing it off. "Don't lie to me," M snapped. "You think I don't know when something's off? From now on, no solo rides. You move with people you trust." "I mean it," 50 sighed. "You starting to sound like my mom, bro." M didn't laugh. "I'm dead serious. I told you, I got you. Whatever happens, I'm not letting history repeat itself." 50 didn't fully understand what Eminem meant by history, but those close to M said that moment hit a nerve, a wound that never healed. Behind that promise was guilt. Guilt over people M couldn't save before the fame. People he'd lost to addiction, street life, and betrayal. And now, with 50, it felt like a second chance. But what Eminem didn't realize was that the deeper he got into 50's world, the darker it became. And the promise he made that night in the studio would soon be tested in ways he never imagined. Because loyalty in hip-hop doesn't come cheap. And for Eminem, this one might cost everything. The success came fast, too fast. Within months, 50 Cent went from being blacklisted to having the #1 album in the world. Get Rich or Die Tryin' was dominating charts, clubs, and car speakers from New York to Tokyo. Every headline screamed the same thing. Eminem's new protege shakes the industry. But behind the cameras, things weren't as smooth as they looked. People inside Shady Records started whispering that the dynamic between Eminem and 50 Cent was different. M wasn't just promoting 50. He was protecting him, defending him, almost guarding him like family. It was around this time that people started noticing something strange. Eminem's paranoia. He was showing up to meetings late, cutting off old friends and barely talking to anyone outside of 50. Even his longtime crew, D12, felt the distance. Proof tried to check on him one night. "Yo, M," Proof said, knocking on his studio door. "What's going on with you lately? You barely talk to us, you just..." "Shut yourself in here." M didn't look up from his notepad. "I'm good. Just working," Proof frowned. "Man, you're always working. You act like the world's about to end." Eminem finally looked up, eyes hollow. Maybe it already did. Proof didn't push further, but he could tell something had changed. Meanwhile, 50 was thriving. Fame, money, women, the whole package. But with success came enemies. Ja Rule, Murder Inc., Benzino, The Source. Everyone had something to say. Diss tracks dropped every other week. The industry wanted a war, and 50 was ready to give them one. But Eminem wasn't. Behind closed doors, he begged 50 to slow down. "Bro, they want to see you fall. Don't feed into it." "Trust me, I've been there," 50 smirked. "Nah, I'm good. I built my name on beef. That's how they respect you out here." Eminem leaned forward. "Respect is cool, until it gets somebody killed." There was silence. "Listen," M said softly. "You think this is just music. But some of these people, they don't play. This ain't just bars on a beat." 50 leaned back, arms crossed. "You scared for me or scared for your brand?" The words cut deep. For the first time, M didn't have a comeback. As the months went on, their relationship started showing cracks. Interviews felt tense. Their relationship started showing cracks. Interviews felt tense. Fans noticed fewer appearances together. Online rumors spread that Shady and G-Unit were drifting apart, but it wasn't about ego. It was about fear. See, what nobody knew was that Eminem had been getting calls, anonymous threats. People from 50's past warning him to stay out of Queen's business. There were rumors of an attempted break-in at one of M's Detroit homes. A car that followed his daughter's babysitter one night. He didn't tell anyone, not even Dre, but 50 found out anyway. One night after a show in Chicago, he cornered Eminem backstage. "Yo, I heard something," 50 said. "You got people calling you about me?" Eminem froze. "Who told you that?" "Don't worry about who. Just tell me always true." M exhaled. "Yeah, a couple of them tried to scare me off. Said you still got heat back home. Said I shouldn't trust you." 50's expression turned cold. "And you believed them?" M shook his head. "Nah, man. I don't believe nobody but you. But I'm not stupid either." 50's voice got low. "You think I'd bring danger to your door?" Eminem looked him straight in the eye. "I think danger follows both of us. And I think if we're not careful, it'll take everything." For a moment, neither said a word. It was like watching two brothers argue over a fire that was already spreading. Then came the breaking point. During a 2004 award show after-party in Las Vegas, tensions finally snapped. 50 had arrived with his entourage. Deep, G-Unit, security, cameras, everything. Eminem came in low-key, hoodie up, just trying to enjoy the night, but things turned left fast. Someone from another crew, allegedly a former associate of Murder, Inc., approached 50's table. Words were exchanged, and before anyone could react, bottles flew. Chairs flipped. Security rushed in. Eminem, who had been standing near the bar, jumped in to pull 50 back. "Yo, chill. This ain't it." But 50 was furious. "They want to test me, Em. I'm not backing down." "Bro, you're not in the streets no more." M shouted. "You got a family now? You got a brand. What are you doing?" The argument got loud. Cameras caught flashes of it, though the audio was buried under chaos. Fans later dissected the footage online, slowing it down frame by frame. You could see M's face, red, angry, desperate, and 50's expression, cold, unbothered, defiant. Security dragged them both out separate exits. The story hit every gossip site by morning. Eminem and 50 Cent feud explodes at Vegas party. But what fans didn't see was what happened later that night. Eminem showed up at 50's hotel room hours later. No security. No cameras. Just him. To open the door, still shirtless, ice packs on his knuckles. "You came to yell again?" M stepped inside, voice calm. "Nah, I came to tell you something." He looked at 50 like he was looking at his reflection in a cracked mirror. "You ever lose everything? Not the money, I mean everything that mattered?" 50 didn't answer. M took a deep breath. "I did. I lost friends, family, people who were there when I had nothing. And every time I thought I could save somebody, I couldn't. I told myself I wouldn't let that happen again." Chick stared at him, confused. "What are you talking about?" Eminem hesitated, then whispered, "I made a promise. That if I ever met somebody who reminded me of who I used to be, I'd protect them. No matter what," 50 blinked. "You saying that's me?" M didn't reply. He just looked away and said quietly, "Just don't make me break that promise." And before 50 could say anything, M left the room. That was the moment everything changed. Over the next few months, things calmed down publicly, but privately the tension grew. M became withdrawn, skipping events, canceling interviews. 50, on the other hand, got bolder, launching G-Unit records, signing artists, making moves without consulting M or Dre. People started saying their bond was fading. Blogs speculated that 50 had outgrown Shady Records. But those closest to the camp knew the truth. Eminem wasn't angry. He was scared. Scared that his promise, whatever it truly meant, was leading him down a path he couldn't control. One night, he called Dr. "Yo, what would you do if the person you're trying to protect keeps walking into danger?" Dre paused. "You can't protect a man from his own choices, M. You can only stand by him." But M didn't want to just stand by. He wanted to rewrite history, his own, and 50's. He didn't know it yet, but soon, that promise he made in a dim studio years ago was about to face its ultimate test, one that would leave both their worlds shaken. and fans wondering if their brotherhood would survive what came next. Because sometimes the scariest thing about loyalty is what it demands in return. The year was 2005, and the air around Shady Records and G-Unit had grown heavier than ever. The headlines were still favorable. 50 Cent was a superstar, Eminem was back from hiatus, and fans adored their collaborations. But behind the curtain, tension simmered like a pot ready to boil over. M hadn't slept well in months. His studio sessions dragged on past sunrise, fingers constantly tapping the piano, eyes darting to the phone, expecting news he didn't want to get. Someone was moving against 50, someone he couldn't name. And every whisper, every glance from industry insiders felt like a warning. One night, he sat alone, headphones on, staring at the track he had been perfecting. Dre had called earlier that evening. Relax, man. You're overthinking this, Dre had said. You don't get it, Dre, M replied, voice low, almost breaking. It's not just music. If something happens to him, I'll never forgive myself, Dre sighed. Then stop thinking like that. You can't control everything, M hung up, his hand shaking. That's when the call started again. Blocked numbers. Muffled voices, threats. No direct names, just enough to send chills down his spine. He didn't tell 50, not yet. He couldn't. Meanwhile, 50 Cent was living the life of a king, unaware of how deep the storm was brewing. Every headline, every magazine cover screamed success. But the cracks in their friendship were invisible to fans, growing silently with every business decision and every independent move 50 made. It started with a subtle conversation in the studio. Yo, M, I was thinking about expanding G-Unit overseas, 50 said casually, scrolling through his phone. Eminem's smile faltered. Overseas? That's big, Fif. But you're moving without telling anyone here? 50 leaned back. I mean, I run my own thing now, M. Shady's cool, but I gotta do me. M's eyes narrowed. Doing you is fine. Just don't forget who's been holding the line for you. Laughed. You mean like a babysitter? M didn't laugh. He wanted to, but inside a storm was building. He could feel it. The promise he made years ago, in a cold, flickering studio, was about to be tested in ways he never imagined. Then came the betrayal rumors. It started small. A rumor about 50's management allegedly leaking a track early to sabotage a Shady Records release. Then whispers that someone inside G-Unit was feeding tabloids information about Eminem's personal life. M confronted 50. Yo, Fif, is this true? Are you letting someone play games with me? 50 looked shocked. What are you talking about? I don't leak your stuff. M's voice dropped, almost a whisper. I don't know, but somebody is trying to turn us against each other. I can feel it. And if I can't protect you, I don't know what I'll do. 50's jaw tightened. You trust me, right? M stared, silent. I want to. But the signs are everywhere. Then came the infamous meeting in New York. It was supposed to be a simple business negotiation. Contracts, collaborations, endorsements. But as soon as M stepped into the room, he noticed something off. The room felt colder than usual, the people surrounding 50 a little too protective, their smiles a little too forced. Yo, M, 50 said, greeting him with a hug. But M noticed the tension in 50's shoulders. Everything good? Yeah, M replied, though his voice was tight. Halfway through the meeting, a man, and not a rapper, not a manager, but a label executive with a reputation for stirring drama, leaned over to 50. In a low tone, he whispered something M couldn't hear. But he saw the look on 50's face, a mix of confusion and anger. And then the man left. After the meeting, M pulled 50 aside. Who was that? He asked, shook his head. Some guy trying to push me into signing a deal I don't want. Nothing to worry about. M didn't buy it. He looked into 50's eyes and saw the hesitation, the doubt. It hit him. Maybe the promise he made was bigger than he realized. Maybe it wasn't just about protecting 50 from the streets or the industry. Maybe it was about protecting him from himself. The tension reached its peak during a surprise performance in Los Angeles. The stage was packed, cameras flashing, fans screaming. Everything seemed perfect, until a sudden fight broke out backstage. One of 50's new signees had a confrontation with a former Shady Records affiliate. Words were exchanged. Security intervened, but the atmosphere shifted. M grabbed 50 by the arm. We need to step back. Now, Frisch shook him off. Man, it's nothing. Don't be overprotective, M's voice rose. It's never nothing. Not anymore. Fans later described the moment as electric tension, the kind that makes your stomach drop watching it unfold. No cameras captured what happened next. M and 50 disappeared into a hallway, doors closed. For over an hour, no one knew what was said. Sources later claimed there were shouting, tears, and a promise renewed in the middle of that corridor. Eminem reportedly said, "I made a promise once. I will not break it, no matter what it costs me." 50 Cent supposedly replied, "Then I won't let you have to." After that night, the bond between them shifted. There was a silent understanding, unspoken, unbreakable, yet heavier than ever. M began working behind the scenes, cutting off anyone he suspected of threatening 50. 50, in turn, started paying attention to the cues M had been giving for months. But the industry noticed. Blogs, forums, and gossip sites speculated that Eminem and 50 were having creative differences, or even a fallout. Fans were shocked when photos surfaced of M walking alone at award shows, while 50 posed with other artists. What nobody saw was the quiet loyalty between the two. Even when G-Unit started branching out, signing new acts and expanding internationally, M kept tabs, not as a manager, not as a producer, but as a brother, making sure his promise was intact. The cracks in their relationship were real, but so was their bond. A private source later revealed that Eminem had confided in Dre one night. "If something happens to him, if I fail, I can't live with it. I've seen too much. I've lost too much. And I won't lose him too." Dre's response, simply, "Then stay by his side, man. That's all you can do." And so M did. Little did anyone know, the promise he had made all those years ago, that simple, haunting vow in the flickering studio, was about to face the ultimate test. A betrayal from within their circle, a rumor too toxic to ignore, and a move that could end everything, because loyalty isn't tested by success. It's tested by danger, and for Eminem and 50 Cent, the danger was about to arrive in a way that neither of them, nor their fans, would ever forget. It was a rainy night in Detroit. 6, the streets were slick, the city buzzing with neon reflections and the quiet hum of engines. Inside a nearly empty studio on 8 Mile, Eminem sat in silence, staring at a photograph on the wall, one of him, 50 Cent, and Dre during happier, simpler times. He hadn't slept. The events of the past months haunted him. The Vegas fight, the industry betrayal rumors, the shadowy threats. Everything was building toward a point he could no longer ignore. He picked up the phone and dialed 50's number. "Fifth," he said when 50 answered, voice tight. "We need to talk now." 50 could hear the tension. "What's up, Em?" "It's time," M replied. "Time I tell you exactly why I said what I said, back when we first met. The promise. You need to understand it, Fifth, because it's bigger than music, bigger than the charts, bigger than either of us." I was quiet for a moment. "Go on." Eminem took a deep breath. "When I first saw you, I saw someone who had been through the same kind of hell I had. People trying to take you out before you even had a chance. And I realized I couldn't let history repeat itself. I've lost too many people, friends, family, people who trusted me, and I swore I'd never let that happen again. Not to someone who reminds me of me." "Not to you, Fifth," 50's voice softened. "You mean, you made a promise to protect me?" M nodded. "Not just from the streets, not just from labels or enemies. From everything. From betrayal, from danger, from the world trying to chew you up. I swore I'd have your back no matter what, even if it cost me everything." 50 was silent for a moment, letting the weight of those words sink in. Then his voice cracked slightly, something even the public rarely heard. "Man, I didn't realize... I felt it. I saw it in the way you handled everything, but I didn't know the depth. I didn't know you were risking yourself for me like that." M's jaw tightened. "I've always been risking myself for you. Every move I made, every warning, every late night call. It was all to keep you safe," she swallowed. "And I never thanked you for it. I guess I just thought, this is how it is between us." "No," M said firmly. "This isn't how it is. Loyalty like this, it's rare, and it's not something you can take lightly." That night, they didn't just talk. They confronted every argument, every misunderstanding, every rumor that had threatened their bond over the past 3 years. About that Vegas fight. 50 said quietly, I shouldn't have snapped like that. Em nodded. And I shouldn't have yelled at you. I was scared. I still am sometimes. But that promise, it's stronger than my fear. I get it now, 50 replied. You've been carrying this all this time, keeping me safe even when I didn't ask for it. The emotions were raw. M's eyes glistened as he finally allowed himself to admit the weight he'd carried. I couldn't let you go the way I saw too many people go. I promised myself I wouldn't fail you. It reached out and grabbed M's shoulder. And you haven't. Not once. It was a moment frozen in time. Two men who had been through war, loss, betrayal, and fame, finally understanding the depth of their bond. Fans, of course, had no idea this was happening. Online forums exploded the next day with speculation. Photos from the previous night were nowhere to be found, but insiders whispered, they finally talked. Real talk, tears, emotions ran high. Fans are shocked. Some claimed the conversation had lasted hours, others that Eminem had finally admitted fears he never voiced publicly. The family, friends, and close associates all confirmed that the two were closer than ever. A bond forged through fire, loyalty, and a promise that defied everything else in the rap industry. And yet, not all was perfect. The world outside continued to push and pull, testing their brotherhood. Industry players attempted to lure 50 Cent into solo deals. Magazines hinted at a split, and old enemies resurfaced with whispers and threats. But M's promise had created an invisible shield. No matter what happened, he would protect 50 Point a few weeks later at a secret studio session in Detroit. The two were recording a collaboration that would later become legendary among insiders. A song never officially released but circulated among hardcore fans online. During a break, 50 turned to M. Man, you really would risk everything for me? M leaned back, calm and unshakable. I promised. And promises like that? They don't break. Not for money, not for fame, not for the world. Ferg shook his head in disbelief. I don't know anyone else who'd do that. Not in this game. Not ever, M smirked slightly. Then don't forget it. And don't make me regret it. It was playful. But the tension underneath told the real story. Two men bound by loyalty, scars, and a promise that still gives fans chills. By the end of 2006, everything had changed. Cent's empire expanded. G-Unit thrived, and Eminem returned to the public eye with new music. Seemingly relaxed. But insiders knew better. Behind the scenes, M was always watching, always planning, always protecting. That promise wasn't just words, it was a code, a shield, a lifeline. Fans continued to speculate about their relationship, noting subtle gestures, the way M would show up at 50's shows unannounced, or how 50 would always credit M in interviews. The truth was far deeper, far more personal than anyone could imagine. Far deeper, far more personal than anyone could imagine. The promise was never meant to be public, but the impact was undeniable. It created a trust few in hip-hop have ever experienced. It gave both men a sense of safety in a world that thrives on betrayal and chaos. And it became a legend in its own right, whispered among fans, dissected in forums, and remembered by those who understand the weight of loyalty. Today, the story of Eminem's promise lives on as a chilling reminder. Fame, money, and power don't create brotherhood. Trust and loyalty do. And when those bonds are forged in fire, tested by betrayal, and cemented through personal sacrifice, they become immortal. The question for fans now, will the world ever truly test their promise again? Or is this bond untouchable, a quiet force beneath the surface of the music industry? Only time will tell. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes rap drama you won't hear anywhere else. Comment below. Do you think Eminem's promise could survive the next big test? Fans are divided, and we want to hear your thoughts. Share this with your friends, because legends like this aren't just stories, they're history in the making.